Who's excited for today's Celtics Playbook Initiative? Can we get some energy in the room, please?
So we're going to get started in the program today, and I just want to thank you all for being here. It's so great to see all you guys today.
We're here this morning for a Boston Celtics Project 351 diversity training for students.
Which is a nonprofit that focuses on bringing together a 8th grader from every town to unite to do some leadership and service so that we can kind of unite the entire Commonwealth.
Racial discrimination, like sexual orientation, all those kind of things, and so they create groups in your school, and then you try to have a project which you work on throughout your school to make your school and your town a better place.
So this is the Playbook Initiative through the Boston Celtics, and a couple of our high school kids who participate in Project 351 applied because they saw a program they thought we would really benefit from.
And the Celtics and Brad Stevens actually unveiled the project in 2 middle schools, in Lawrence and North Andover, and they brought the 2 schools together. And they had the students devise the playbooks and the scenarios.
So this all started with a Project 351 alumni, a junior up at Concord-Carlisle High School, who approached me and said that a joint application from Concord Middle School and from herself had to be put into the Boston Celtics, into Project 351.
So I had to write a couple essays, talk with the principal, get the middle schools involved, and they had to actually write a part of the application, a letter saying that they're committed.
Justin Cameron, principal here at Concord Middle School, sort of signed me up for it, so I welcome the invitation and the opportunity to facilitate courageous conversations with our middle schoolers.
We were able to sit with the Boston Celtics. They were able to give us some professional training in the areas of cultural competency and diversity.
This was so perfectly timed. We're in the middle of a cultural competency initiative across the district.
So a little bit about our district. You know, as a district, we continue to strive to be a more culturally competent community. We have set our intention to be responsive, proactive, and empathetic to all facets of culture and diversity.
It's really exciting because these are the first middle school schoolers who are participating in the program other than the first time they ran it.
I think this was even more exciting because it was a student-generated idea to allow students to have these conversations.
So I think, you know, the work that both Project 351 and the Celtics organization is leading is really instrumental in helping our students sort of have the tools and knowledge and language to be able to have those conversations.
And so the middle school kids, about 30 of them are engaged in activities.
We have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders from both buildings.
What we're going to do today is we're going to do a couple icebreaker activities, which every big session like this has, just to get the kids moving and interacting with one another.
And you're going to see some discrimination against orientation, discrimination against disabilities, and we're going to be learning about how we can change those ideas that people might have against people that have those problems.
Be sure to allow everyone a chance to speak.
Encouraging people when they get stuff right.
Don't interrupt each other.
So now that we have all of these, we're going to continue to remember them as we go through the activities and programs today.
Exchange your identity sculpture with your partner. Without speaking, you may pull one pipe cleaner out from your partner's sculpture.
Sometimes we forget what makes us a person, what makes us important.
We started to have a discussion about world issues and stuff, and how if people sat down and had a discussion and let others kind of talk about being themselves, we could kind of change the world in a lot of ways.
One of the pipe cleaners went off, sort of the whole sculpture fell apart.
You have a choice if you want to be a leader or not because you're in control of your own life.
In a perfect world, it would always be your choice, but because there are bad things that happen, certain people who may not want to be leaders have to step up.
What I feel is most important about it is getting the opinion of other people across.
Because it's something we may not have thought about, someone could make a point that you've never thought about, or something that you hadn't really considered before.
I would ask the person who used the slang why they used it, kind of. And I would also ask the person who the slang was directed towards, if they wanted to talk about it.
How would you guys feel if you were the one being made fun of, or if you knew how would you feel if someone you loved had a disability?
you heard people making fun of them?
I would be frustrated because they're not choosing to be that way. That's just who they are, and that's their way, that's their form of communication. It's not nice to make fun of them because that's how they can talk to people.
Only 15 other towns across Massachusetts are doing this, so they really hope that this is like the first, I guess, cohort of students doing it, and I don't know, maybe in a couple years this becomes a big national event, which would be awesome just to teach students these really valuable lessons.